What's going on, guys? My name is Christopher and welcome to It's Complicated, the show where I talk about and showcase wristwatches. So if you love watches like I do, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button and then click on the bell and you'll be all set. Today, we have to talk about this fake Rolex. Here we go. All right, so have a look at this disaster. This seems to be some attempt at a fake Rolex, clearly made for a woman. It's about 26 millimeters across. You can see it next to my SKX. It is very, very tiny. An old friend of mine dug this out of his closet. He picked this up when he was in LA in the 80s. So this is a pretty old fake. And Rolex they never made anything close to this watch. The closest thing they made would be the Prince. But even this can't be pretending to try to be a Prince. The bracelet here, these black pieces in between the metal, that's just plastic. Just straight plastic. Plastic bezel, a couple chips there. I don't know what he paid for this or what the full story behind this was. He did just bring it to a lunch meeting we had recently. It does seem to be a functioning quartz watch. It's not running now, but it can set. And I mean, I guess if you're going to sell a fake watch, it has to work, at least initially. If we take the back off, probably just needs a battery to be able to run. Just have a look at the dial. The quartz on the bottom is actually crooked. Most of the dial markers are crooked. The Rolex crown is terrible. I mean, there's not a whole lot more I can say about this one. The bracelet here was broken when he gave it to me, and I did just apply some glue to make it functional. And it looks like the metal bit here is missing. It looks like that is fallen off or something. Pretty crazy story about this watch. When he showed me this watch, my mouth dropped because I always look at Craigslist for Rolex. I'm always like checking out and seeing who's trying to sell fakes, or maybe one day you could get a deal. And believe it or not, somebody is actually trying to sell this as a genuine watch. Let me show you the ad here. It says it was their late grandmother's watch, and she paid $4,000 for it, so they won't take any less than $1,500. Now, I saw this ad about 2 weeks before he gave me the watch, and I wrote the guy an email, and I was like, Rolex has never made anything that looks remotely clear to that. I'll give you $10 for it. And of course, he never said anything back to me. As luck would have it, I get to check one out anyways. It's just, it's just a pretty nasty fake. The clasp works. I mean, like I said, it probably functions as a watch. This does kind of snap on here. At least, yeah, there we go. There's another angle for you guys. Interesting thing about the bracelet is there's a screw here, and it's also a screw on the other side. And if I turn one, they both turn at the same time. I tried taking 2 screws on one end and the other and doing one of those, and it just won't come out. So I'm pretty sure this is not meant to be sized or anything. It is just definitely one of those come as it is pieces. Yeah, this watch is just a pretty bad failure. It doesn't look anything like anything Rolex has ever made, especially with the plastic bracelet. And I'm sure if we scratch the gold parts of this, it would come right off. Another interesting thing about that Craigslist ad is the bezel is almost completely worn out. So it looks like somebody really wore this watch for a while, And it really would be a crime if somebody paid $1,500 for this piece of shit. And even more so if somebody paid $4,000 for one of these. There's another fake on Craigslist right now. It is a day date in two-tone, which of course that is obviously a really bad fake, and the date magnification is terrible. If you're buying pre-owned Rolex, just be careful, do your research, especially if you're just getting interested in the hobby. Certainly don't shell out $1,500 for that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is that. What a terrible, awful looking fake. Rolex definitely never made anything near this model, except like we mentioned before, that Prince, but even that isn't really even close to what this is with the black plastic. Just awful. The markers are all misaligned. Even the quartz writing is crooked there. And it's pretty crazy to think that somebody right now is trying to sell that watch for $1,500, claiming that it's their late grandmother's genuine Rolex. That goes back to another video I made on fakes. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the watch. I actually had my friend John tell me if he was 400 pounds in a jogging suit in New Jersey, he wouldn't be caught dead wearing this watch. And that wraps up another episode of It's Complicated. Don't forget to subscribe to the show, like this video, share it with all your friends, and I'll see you next time on another episode of It's Complicated.